this is Howie. In this video, we're going to work on dividing numbers by 10 and addressing some of the misconceptions that people have. I remember when I was younger, sitting at the table trying to solve a problem, my dad came up to me and said, "Howie, dividing by 10 doesn't need to be so complicated. Let me show you a trick." What he explained to me was that when you multiply a number by 10, you just add a 0 at the end. And when you divide a number by 10, you just get rid of the 0. This was really great advice at the start, and I know that my dad had the best of intentions. But this trick caused me a lot of problems. Take, for instance, the following problem. 23 divided by 10. There are no zeros to get rid of. Should I just cross off the 3? By that logic, the answer would be 2, and that didn't feel right, because I knew that 2 times 10 equaled 20, not 23. And here's where I got really stuck. I knew that I should be able to count by a number 10 times and land on 23. I tried counting by 2s, I landed on 20. I tried counting by 3s, I landed on 30. Ugh! How do I find 23 divided by 10? It seems like it should be so simple. And here's the best part. It actually is so simple. In fact, our whole number system is designed to make multiplying by 10 and dividing by 10 so straightforward you can probably do it in your head. The place values in our number system, highlighted in yellow, are part of something called the base 10 system. And this thing is amazing. I can probably go on and on explaining all of the great things that you can do with it. But for now, let me just show you an example. I'm going to start with some random digit, let's say 8, and I'm going to put it in the ones place. 8 ones has a value of 8. Let me pick up that 8 and I'm going to shift it one spot to the left to the tens place. 8 tens has a value of 80. I'm going to try it one more time. I will pick up the 8 and move it one spot to the left, now in the hundreds place. 8 hundreds has a value of 800. Perhaps you noticed that each time I shifted the digit 8 one spot to the left, the value increased by 10 times. 8 times 10 equals 80. 80 times 10 equals 800. Every time we are shifting one spot to the left on the place value chart, we are multiplying by 10. You might be tempted, like my dad was, to look at these results and say, hey, I should just add a 0 when we multiply by 10. Let me show you the problem with that. Let's start with the 8 in the tenths place this time. And I want you to try to multiply this number, 8 tenths, written as 0.8, times 10. If you were simply to add a 0 at the end, your answer would equal 0.80. And that's not correct. In fact, the value didn't even change. What we need to do when we multiply by 10 is to pick up the digit on the place value chart and shift it one place to the left. 8 tenths, or 0.8, times 10 equals 8 ones. Notice we don't even need to include any zeros in the answer. And this process also works in the same way with division. Let's say we start with the digit 8 in the tens place. 8 tens has a value of 80. Let's solve the problem 80 divided by 10. Perhaps this is a math fact you've known for some time, but I want you to think about it like picking up the digits on the place value chart and shifting them one place to the right when we divide by 10. 80 divided by 10 equals 8 ones, or 8. Let's make the problem a little more complicated than that. I'm going to go ahead and put the 8 back into the tens place, but instead of putting a 0 in the ones place, let's put a 7. The number is 87. I want you to try and solve 87 divided by 10. We can use the same exact process. Let's pick up the digits 8 and 7 and shift them one place to the right when we divide by 10. Our answer is 8.7, or 8 ones and 7 tenths. Now let's revisit our original problem, 23 divided by 10. I was struggling to figure out what number we could count by 10 times to equal 23. Try solving this problem on your own. Pause the video, record your answer, and then press play to check your work. 23 divided by 10 equals 2.3. When we split 23 into 10 equal parts, each part equals 2.3. We can say that 2.3 is 1/10 of 23. Use the place value chart to practice solving some of these additional problems. Pause the video and then press play to check your work.